If the reason for the bad habit isn't because of you, then what are you going to correct? What are you actually changing, right? Because you can't change someone else. You can't change something external. What's going on? Welcome back to another vlog with your boy Chris. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome to the channel. If you're not new, welcome back to another vlog. Like always, hit the like button, smash the subscribe, and turn on your bell notifications so that way you get notified whenever I'm dropping them there vlogs, alright? Today's vlog is brought to you in part by no one. Today's vlog is going to be about being your own superhero. Too many of you watch, nice car. Too many of you watching this like to give, let's relax for a second here. Let's lay down together. Too many of you watching this like to give your power away. You like to put the blame on other people for why you lost money on something, why something didn't go your way, why your business failed, why your girlfriend cheated on you, why your family hates you. Whatever the fuck the case is, all right? You guys gotta stop putting the blame on other people. You gotta start taking responsibility for your own actions. Because the second you take responsibility for your own actions is when you take control of your life and you take the power back to be able to control and dictate your life. If you're constantly putting the blame on other people, you're constantly saying, well, she cheated on me, it's her fault, and that's why the relationship's done, and oh, he cheated on me, or he did this, or he did that, or she did this, or they did that. There's always a cause and effect. There's a 99% chance that if your spouse is happy, they're not going to go and cheat on you. So you are not fulfilling their needs, whether it's emotionally, spiritually, financially, whatever the case is in the relationship. You're not fulfilling something for them to go and look for that somewhere else. So you need to internalize and figure out, well, what am I lacking? What have I stopped doing maybe that I was doing before, and it wasn't even in a way to get that person to go into a relationship with you. That's just what you're doing before, and then once you become comfortable, people stop doing the nice things. Not everybody, but most people stop doing the nice things that they did for the person that they're with, and then the relationship goes downhill, and then there are two toxic people in a toxic relationship that they don't want to leave because they're too comfortable in it, blah, blah, blah. Businesses. You open up a business with your friend, or you open up a business on your own. Well, I paid this marketing person to market this, but they didn't do a good job, so that's why my business failed. Or I paid this person to do that, and that's why I didn't get this business deal. Or my business partner is lazy and they're not holding up their end, and that's why the business is failing. Instead, like in that situation, go and either tell your partner to get their shit together and do what they have to do, or you go do that work and figure out a way that you're gonna get your partner out of the business in the meantime. There's always a solution for everything. A solution doesn't involve putting the blame on someone else. A solution and a positive result comes from internalizing and realizing that everything is just a mirror image of ourselves. If you can control your life, you can control your emotions, be a grown-up, figure out what you want out of life and what you don't want out of life, minimize the things that aren't bringing the results that you want in life, maximize the things that are bringing or could bring the results that you want in life. Grab your life by the balls, grab your life by the horns, whatever expression you want to use, and take control of your life. Take responsibility for every good thing that's happened. Just like you take responsibility and you take pride in the good things that happen in your life, do the same thing with the bad things, because guess what? There's no good without bad. So if you're only taking responsibility for the good things, then you're going to think that you do no wrong, and you can't do any wrong, and you've never done any wrong in your life, and blah, 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 whatever imaginary story of self-infatuation you have with yourself. It's not the reality of it, though. Reality is that there's always going to be good and bad things going on. The more that we take control and we stop putting the blame on external variables, whether people, places, or things, we can slowly by slowly get to where we want to be in life, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, whatever the case is. The more you take control and responsibility for everything that happens in your life, for every failed relationship, for every failed or job that you've been fired from, for every failed business, for every workout that you gave up halfway in between because maybe somebody texted you something that upset you and then you stopped your workout. Instead, don't put the blame on that person. Put the blame on yourself for allowing yourself to be affected to such an extent that you stopped your workout early. To such an extent that you stopped working at night. To such an extent that you gave up on your dreams. That you let yourself get out of shape because you're in a relationship and you became comfortable. There's so many different things. I can sit and write a book just on excuses that people use as to the not even bad things, just the things that they didn't want to happen. But they don't want these things to happen, but they're doing the things that are making these things happen. And then they go and put the blame for this thing happening on someone else and blame the thing on that person instead of accepting the thing and taking responsibility for it and moving on with life. So, what I implore every single one of you today to do is go hit the like button, smash the subscribe, and turn on your bell notifications. Now, what I want you guys to do is start journaling. Start journaling. Today was a good day. At the end of the day, before you go to bed, last thing, if you meditate, do it right before you meditate, so that way you can reflect all on it when you're meditating. If you don't meditate, start meditating and journal before you meditate. If you don't journal or meditate, go buy a journal, download the app Calm, or any other app that works for you, or free YouTube videos, whatever the hell the case is. Don't use an excuse as to why you're not doing something. Start journaling, start meditating. And when you get in that journal, you write down how your day went today, how you feel in that present moment, what you did. You know, write down all the little things that you did throughout the day, or all the big things you did throughout the day. Even if it's you got to work on time because you have horrible time management skills. Not pointing fingers at anyone. Or you read 10 pages of a book and you've been meaning to start reading, and then tomorrow you're going to do the same, and today set you on the right track, so you're going to journal. Today I read 10 pages. Or you're going to write, today I had a really shitty day. This happened, but it happened because of this, and I did this. Or I got written up at work today. Why did you get written up? Well, I was late. Well, why were you late? Well, the car in front of me was driving really slow. Well, no, it's not the car in front of you's fault. It's because you didn't leave with enough time to predict slow drivers in traffic. So it's not the person in front of you's fault. It's not their fault. Or whether there was an accident, or whether the road cracked in half. If you left 5 minutes earlier, none of those things would have occurred. So now, instead of putting the blame on the person driving slow, or the earth cracking in half, or an accident, or whatever the case is, write down, I got written up today because I was late. Why was I late? Because I snoozed my alarm once and I woke up 5 minutes late. Or I was sat on the toilet for an extra 5 minutes. Or whatever the fuck the case is. Whatever you did that caused you to be those extra few minutes late. Because what you didn't do is you didn't leave early. That's why you were late. So write down, today this happened because of this, and I did this, which resulted in all of this. But I'm okay with it because I've learned and taken responsibility for my actions and taken responsibility for being late. And tomorrow I'm going to do a better job at waking up 10 minutes early. Not 5 minutes early, but an extra 10 minutes. Just so that way, even if I show up at work, I'm 5 or 10 minutes early. Because you know what? I have horrible, now I'm talking about myself, I have horrible time management because I try to do too many things. And I still end up getting them all done. But I just run behind with all of them because one of them, I just put too many things in my schedule. And then one of them back up, and then it just backs up everything else. But I personally have to work on that. I know I have to work on that. If I'm late somewhere, I don't blame traffic. I don't blame anything else. I'm late. Why are you late? Well, because I'm late. I'm late because I'm Chris, and I do a really good job of being late places when I have appointments or meetings. And I'm gonna do a better job at not being late. I'm gonna do a better job at not being late than the good job that I do at being late. And that's why. But I take responsibility for it. If I miss something, I don't write down, I don't go and say, hey, my guitar fell off my wall, and that's why I forgot to do this, so I'm so sorry, but I'll get it done tomorrow. I just say, hey, like, honestly, it slipped my mind. I'm going to get it done ASAP. My apologies. You know, you have to, if you really, really want lasting change in life, you have to be able to take responsibility for even the hardest things that you don't want to take responsibility for. You have to take responsibility for them. You have to be able to, because you can't correct a mistake and you can't correct a bad habit if you're putting the blame of that bad habit on an external variable. If the reason for the bad habit isn't because of you, then what are you going to correct? What are you actually changing, right? Because you can't change someone else. You can't change something external. You can only change the internal things. So if you're putting the blame on something outside of you, how do you ever expect to be able to change what's going on inside and the adjustments that you need to make to be able to be your best self and live the best life that you want to live? You just can't. It doesn't make sense. There's no logic behind it. There's no common sense behind it. So if you want to be able to live the life that you actually want, and that you feel you deserve, which all of you are entitled to feel you deserve whatever it is that you want, and you can achieve whatever it is that you want, but you're going to have to make differences. You're going to have to change things in life. You're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to give up things. You're going to have to own up to a lot of things, and not to other people, just to yourself. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks of you or what anyone else thinks of anything that you've gone through, anything that you've done. You have to own up to it to yourself and just be genuine with yourself. That's it. The second you do that, you're winning and you're on the right track. But if you can't be genuine with yourself, you'll never be able to be genuine with anyone around you and anyone else in your life. So journal, be genuine with yourself, be genuine with the mistakes you're making and how you want to correct them, because you can't correct something that you're putting the blame on someone else. You know, if you're doing drugs and you're putting the blame on doing drugs because of the people you hang out with, well, you have the option to not hang out with those people, or you have the option to have enough self-control to not do those drugs just because those people are doing those drugs. So write in your journal, I'm an asshole and I'm going to stop doing drugs, or I'm going to stop hanging out with the people that do drugs because I don't have self-control and I'm an asshole for putting the blame on other people and not taking responsibility for my own life. And that's that. So I hope that this was informative. It's a little bit different and I felt like laying down while I talked to you guys today, so I hope you guys were sitting up and journaling all of this while I talked. On that note, I'm going to hippity skippity doo-dah day my ass off the camera. So I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog, and I will see you real soon. All right? Peace.